Looks like you can exit through here. The scenery's beautiful. It's a really pretty place here. If not for, all the death and stuff. Oh man, I was enjoying that music. Put the good music on. It looks like blood. Is this her blood?
Guy. I found a blood stain on the floor here.
A blood stain? Isn't it just another one left by Rosalia?
Making assumptions is a dangerous habit. I need you to go over this in detail.
Got it. I'll have to receive the data from the helicopter's equipment and merge it with what we have here.
Do we have, Man, we have a lot of equipment with us if this helicopter's all equipped for all this.
I'll have to use that to come up with analysis results. Is that okay?
Will it take time? We're racing against the clock as it is.
Yes, but I'll try to hurry it along. There are more and more patients piling up here.
All right. Contact me when the results come in.
All right. We can put the bullets together, maybe. We probably have to get them analyzed first, maybe?
Little guy? Can
Yes,
I borrow you for
okay.
a moment?
Of course.
It's not like I'm trying to analyze that blood stain you asked me to analyze.
I found this bullet casing near the entrance to the room.
All right, let me take a look at it.
How does it look? Can you tell me anything from it?
It's a 9mm round, usually used in handguns all over the world.
Okay, I get it. It's not all that special.
No, but we could at least, maybe say that both of the guns were the same or different, possibly. With this, because we did notice that one of the wounds definitely seemed to be a lot bigger than the other.
Pretty much, yes. I'll let you know if I find out anything else about it.
Yes, please do.
Oh, yep, look at it.
Hey, little guy. I want to know more about this bullet casing.
Okay. Let's see here.
Well, what can you tell me?
First of all, it's a case for a 9mm round.
That's nice.
Bullets that size are normally used in handguns.
I know, we just talked about this.
Huh. So it's not something rare that could be a big clue for us.
Not really,
Unfortunately,
no.
that's correct.
But why was a bullet casing on the floor inside a lab?
Probably because that's where she actually ended up getting shot at. Was in there.
That question might lead us to some important information.
Oh, Dr. Kimishima, I found out something new.
Great. What is it?
Well, the bullet cases that you found under the desk and at the entryway, they both have a characteristic abrasion in the same area on their sides.
So we can say that at least they were probably shot from the same gun, right?
A characteristic abrasion?
Yes, likely formed when the empty casing is ejected from the chamber after firing.
It was ejected. Are you saying the gun was an automatic?
Well, the evidence suggests
Yeah,
they used a
semi-automatic.
semi-automatic pistol, not a revolver.
Yeah, I wouldn't go as far as to say automatic.
So a casing is ejected after every round fired?
Yes.
Yes, that would be the case.
That would mean that the places where we found those shell casings...
Is likely near where the shooter was at. Yeah, it's where a shot was fired. At least somewhat nearby, because they do chuck him,
Yes.
a good couple
It means
feet.
that the gun was fired near those places.
Unless, of course, it was all set up, But let's not go too much into that right now. Can we put them together now? Not yet. Okay. Look at this glass. Analyze it. There's blood on it. I'll do it. Thanks for analyzing it. Okay, broken recorder. Yeah, maybe little guy can fix it since he's over in America. He can totally do that, right?
Hey, little guy. Do you think this can be repaired?
Whoa, this is one old recorder.
I know. I want to see what's in this.
Yikes, this can't be fixed. Not even I could do it.
I see. That's unfortunate.
Hey, wait a second. I can't fix the machine itself.
But we could probably get the data out, right?
I might be able to get at whatever data's been saved on it.
That would be great. Can you get on that?
Okay, can you connect the recorder to the computer over on your end?
All right, 1 second.
It vanished. It disappeared.
There. What's next?
You don't have to do anything else. I'm going to try taking a look at the data from here.
Assuming that the recorder even works enough to get data
You
off
can
of
do
it.
that remotely? What an age we live in.
Really? It's not that difficult. Don't you know how to use a computer?
I'm guessing if it's working this well, this wouldn't really be that hard.
Zip it. Just hurry up and start looking already.
Don't get mad. You should be thanking me for this.
What was that?
Nothing. I'm on it.
And?
Looks like most of the data's been corrupted. Wait, this file might still be intact. We can play this one as is.
All right. Transfer it over here.
Right away. You're going to listen to it on your own machine, right? I'll name the file Record 01 and send it over to you.
Alright,
Good.
cool.
I'll try listening to it. Does the rest of the data look like it can be repaired?
I can't really say for sure myself. I'll talk to the lab techs about it. If the files can be reconstructed, I'll send the data over to you.
All right. I'll be looking forward to hearing some good news from you.
I'm sure as we go on, we're going to get more and more relevant information from these
No pressure,
recordings.
right?
Like, we're going to get a really kind of generic recording to start off with, and then, maybe not generic, but not as helpful, and then as we go on, it's like, oh, we recovered another one. This one just happens to be really useful. This is glass from a door. It's from the entrance. Can you tell me anything? We'll take a look at it. Okay. Well, it appears there was glass broken on the door. Thanks, little guy. Real helpful. Is there anything? I guess we need to just listen to the recorder, right? Yeah, we're just waiting on a lot of analyzing to get done with. Okay, yeah, we'll go listen to the recorder. Sound only.
Recording started August 7th. 2 days ago, I verified the sample collected from the biopsy.
Sounds about normal for a some kind of
We
researcher.
have succeeded in extracting the virus and will begin cultivating it as a sample. Compared to the mononegavirales, there are 24 similarities found, and
Dad, hey, Dad! Sheesh!
Dad,
Rose, give that back.
your father's working on important science
Oh, it's
thingies.
time for dinner!
Oh, is it? I didn't even notice. I'm sorry.
Must have been peaceful until she was murdered. This'll teach you to interrupt my research. Bang, bang.
Sheesh, you never hear me when you're working. No more work for you until we're done eating.
Well, you got me. I accept my defeat. All right, let's go to the dining room. What's for dinner today?
Yeah! Dinner!
What's for dinner? Yeah, it's dinner. We've got dinner for dinner.
Hey, don't run! You'll trip and hurt yourself.
Well, that was very helpful.
Hey, don't run! You'll trip and hurt yourself.
I don't even know what to do with that.
Dr. Kimishima, we've finished the analysis on that blood stain.
Yeah, so basically we just burned some time while we waited. Yeah, I figured the first one wasn't going to give us any interesting details, but as we go down and they're like, hey, the lab techs managed to pull another file out. And then it'll be like, yes, I shot her with a gun twice. And it went through her hand.
You mean the bloodstain that was on the floor? Great. What were the results? Was that Rosalia's blood after all?
Actually, about that, it didn't match her DNA.
Uh-huh.
Then whose?
Then it gets more interesting.
Blood was Albert Sartre's.
That's interesting. Do you think maybe he was standing in front of her trying to block the shots, but maybe they went through anyway?
What? It's Albert's blood?
There's no mistake. I compared it with the DNA we examined before.
Then, does that mean Albert was also injured, like Rosalia?
More than likely, yes.
I don't know about that, but considering that Rosalia had been shot,
Was he also shot?
Dr. Kimishima,
We don't know if that's the case yet. We can't know until we investigate this. This bloodstain. It'd be best if I looked into it for more details.
Alright, so basically we need to go back there and look more. But with our fancy tools, and maybe this time it'll actually let us look into it a bit more. Oh, that sounds like we don't have anything else to look at. Yeah, maybe we just need to look at it in our clues is what they meant. Yeah, okay, that's that. Okay, so we didn't actually need to come back here. Whoops. So, yeah, I think we just need to look at that. Analyze it. Like to know more about the bloodstain. Just keep analyzing it. Don't stop. We can't do that. We can't do anything with that. I'm not really sure what more we can get out of these clues. Like, are we waiting on... Are we still waiting on him to give us more? I've already sorted through this information that's been gathered. This gun was fired from the lab entrance. And this shot came from near the desk. Was the shot aimed at her? Should we start leading the bullets to, the gunshot wounds, maybe? Maybe that cut glass came from, or that's what caused the cut on her foot. Maybe. It's an idea. Why did she die here? It's a good question, isn't it? Probably need to combine more things. Okay, so I've combined everything and gotten him to analyze everything. I really can't find anything there. We've already listened to the recorder. I don't think there's any more information to get out of that. Let me check the flower, or... We've already looked at Rosalia, right? There's nothing more to look at? Can't get anything from her clothes, I think. Or will we? So I need to focus. There might still be something. I don't know about this. Though then again, okay, so here's something I guess you can kind of note. I don't know if the game's gonna let me or not. She's got blood spatter on her front. But yet the entry bullet wound was on the front. So where did all this blood spatter come from? I would think it came from... Because this seems like maybe someone was in front of her and got shot. That would be my thought.
Could this blood have come from the chest wound? There's something odd about it.
There we go, that's what I figured. It's splattered around. Which doesn't come from a front entry gunshot wound like that unless maybe someone was in front of you and then as the bullet exited them, their blood sprayed on you.
Yes. If it was hemorrhaging from the chest, it would only be coming from one area.
Exactly.
If it's spattered around this much, it means there's another reason for this hemorrhaging.
There we go. I think that's the last clue I needed. I didn't think it was going to let me get anything from the body, but I didn't really notice all this blood spatter at first, or... At the very least, it didn't stick out to me as something of interest. That actually is kind of important if you think about it. What can I combine it with? I gotta be able to get something out of this.
Yeah, these fine blood
crap.
stains
Dang it.
spattering Rosalia's clothing. This hemorrhaging was most likely caused by...
Probably from bleeding from the right palm. Oh yeah, it might have been because she was blocking herself.
That's right.
That makes sense.
There was a defensive wound on Rosalia's palm.
So that would make sense how the blood splatter got
The
there.
killer turned his gun on this girl and pulled the trigger. That bullet tore through the hand she held up, ineffectually trying to ward off the blow. It then continued into her body, piercing her heart. The fine blood stains were from the blood that came from her hand. The events of Rosalia's death are becoming clear.
Somewhat. We have like a scenario. We just don't know exactly how or where it happened.
First, the cause of death. The wound that killed Rosalia was...
It was the gunshot to the heart, right? Brain aneurysms from fear. Ah!
Right.
bleh.
The bullet that went through her chest struck her heart, ending her life. Now, what direction did that fatal shot come from?
Yeah, from the front.
Indeed, the entrance and exit wounds tell us the path of the bullet through her body. Rosalia was alive just before this shot as well. The evidence for this is
She defended herself. Or she attempted to defend herself, let's just say that.
The wound on her palm is a defensive one, caused by her trying to protect herself from the gunshot. Her right hand also has another piece of important evidence. That is,
Oh, the gunshot residue. Yeah.
indeed, the gunshot residue from the shot that killed her. Gunshot residue was left behind when
Very close range. It must have been a suicide.
Yes. Gunshot residue is found on targets that have been shot at close range.
And I totally forgot about that until little guy managed to tell me about it again. And I lost all my cards. Murderous intent.
We can tell that Rosalia had been shot in the chest from a short distance away. What would drive someone to be so determined to kill Rosalia?
Probably they hated her flowers. Why go that far? I think we might be near done here. Kind of out of clues. We need to get that glass back so I can match it with the cut. We might be done? No? What more do you want out of me, little guy? Let's sort through the information. Shot her from close range. We're waiting for all these stupid things to come back. And you won't analyze anything for me, little guy. There's nothing more to find out. Maybe we need to look more in the flowers to get more information? That would be my thought. I've already matched pretty much everything together at this point. Beginning. Yeah, let me go look at the flowers, see if I can pull anything from that, I guess. Oh, yeah, it wants me to look at the flowers. And it's already blinking, that's convenient.
Another bullet casing here? I didn't see it among all these flowers.
So there's a third gunshot. Maybe one of these, I mean, because we already determined that the gunshot that went through her hand was the same one that went through her heart. Sorry, voice crack. And we determined that that's probably a second gunshot wound that went through her leg. So maybe the third gunshot wound was the one that killed the scientist guy, who, just from the little bit of stuff that we've heard, definitely doesn't seem like he would be the one to kill her. At least, not that we know of so far.
This may be an important clue.
But if it's the exact same weapon, then it might have been that a third shot was fired here. Maybe she was defending herself while she was lying on the ground? I don't know. I'm sure that is important. Anyway, let's take that back with us. See if we can take a look at the bullet, make sure if it's the same type or not.
Dr. Kimishima, the analysis results are in.
We did hypothesize that one of the bullets might have been a different type.
Good. Which analysis was this?
It's for the glass from the door at the entrance.
Huh, all right. Tell me what you've got.
Right. We've analyzed the broken glass. We can determine the direction the glass shattered in from the stress marks on the edges of the fracture.
Wow, that's
Stress
fancy.
marks?
It refers to the marks left on the inner edges of a fracture line when the glass is broken. The direction of impact can be found by studying the stress marks on the fractures.
Wow, that is really interesting. I didn't know that.
And what did you find?
Well, the glass wasn't shattered from the outside. The blow that broke it came from inside.
Interesting.
Inside? So nobody shot into the room from outside then?
That appears to be the case. But one more thing about that glass.
I did hypothesize that, you know, the shot may have come from inside the building.
We weren't able to find any evidence like fingerprints or gunshot residue on it.
I see. So the glass was shattered from the inside out.
This kind of makes breaking and entering seem less likely in this case. I'm sure that'll come back as important later. I mean, a bullet could have shattered it. Anyway, let's investigate that.
Hey, little guy. I found another bullet casing.
It's a real battlefield there, huh? Let's take a look at it. Well, just like the other two shells you found, this one has similar markings on it. It was likely fired from the same gun as the other two.
One bullet was shot outside, while the other two were fired indoors. Why was the gun used here? That seems like an important fact to know.
Yeah, I'm thinking maybe the final shot might have been on her while she was lying down in the flowers and she was attempting to defend herself. Could we analyze, like, the dirt around the area and see if we can find a bullet? Because as far as we know, all of these bullets went through the victim. So maybe if we found a bullet lodged in the ground, we could figure out where it had been shot from, or where it had shot through. Maybe. Just an idea. What could have shattered this? Well, a bullet, obviously, but...
If a bullet was fired
there we
near
go.
where we found the shell casing, the question is which direction the bullet went. First, we should consider the number of times the gun was fired. Inside, the gun was fired
2 times. Oh boy, we get to use this fancy thing that was used only for giving us really small numbers. Like, like how many months ago was this? And, you know, for that one mini game with the bombs.
That's right. A total of 2 shots was fired inside. But there isn't a single bullet or bullet hole in this room. Other than the cases, the only other indication of the gun being fired indoors is...
Oh, the glass on the door. Yeah, silly me. Though I imagine if we looked carefully, though it might be difficult just due to the size of the building. I mean, it's not even that huge, but there's just so much to look at that we might be able to find another exit bullet wound somewhere in the building, or a bullet lodged somewhere in the building, I would think.
Indeed. The glass at the entrance was shattered from the inside out. There is a possibility that a bullet fired from indoors broke the glass. If so, then the person who fired the gun would have had to be...
Indoors. Near the desk, right?
That's right. If the glass had been shattered from a close-range shot, there would have been gunshot residue on the door and window.
So they have to be significantly far enough away from it.
Thus, the bullet that broke the glass was fired from further inside the room, near the desk.
Okay, I gotcha.
A shot from indoors fired towards the outside. Is what happened here?
I don't know, maybe he did shoot Rosalia. I mean, that's kind of seeming more likely, just in a little bit we've seen. Is there anything else we can get out of this? Let me back up and see if he's got anything else for me. Really? Come on, guy. We might learn something new. What else can we learn?
This casing was found
There we go.
in a blue flower field. This tells us that
Shot was fired here is what I would imagine.
indeed, it means that the gun was fired here. And this is the place that Rosalia was found dead. The cause of death was a close-range gunshot through the heart. Thus,
Rosalia was killed here. There we go. Solid evidence!
that's right. This is where Rosalia was cut down. But who?
Is that all we got now? There we go.
Ah, Dr. Kimishima, the analysis on the glass shard has been completed.
Huh, you mean the shard that was found near the entrance? Did you figure out whose blood that is?
Yes. At first I thought it might be Albert's, like the bloodstain on the floor.
But it was
But
Rosalia's,
it seems
right?
that
There
the
we
blood
go.
on the glass shard came from Rosalia.
Sounds about right to me.
Rosalia's?
Yes, the DNA matches, there's no doubt.
Rosalia left a blood stain indoors as well. What in the world does this mean?
It means that she probably cut herself. That's where the nasty cut on her foot came from.
This glass shard was found on the floor near the entrance. It came from the glass on the door after it had shattered. That piece of glass had Rosalia's blood on it. Her corpse's foot had a cut and signs of hemorrhaging on the bottom as well. This most likely means that
She stepped on the glass. I figured that much.
yes, Rosalia stepped on this glass shard and cut her foot. From the amount of hemorrhaging, she must have injured it just before her death.
What broke the glass? Well, it was a bullet.
Yes, these
There we
do
go.
give us something we can draw a conclusion from. When the glass on the door shattered, Rosalia...
Inside the lab. Yes, she was at a hospital, of course.
That's
In
right.
Portland.
Rosalia cut her foot on the broken glass. This proves that she left the room after the glass broke. Rosalia's foot was cut right before she died. Given the fact that there aren't any more bloodstains from her inside the room, Rosalia headed outside immediately after cutting her foot on the glass. In other words, Rosalia was...
She was running away. Whoop.
Yes. She most likely avoided the shot and ran from the room. The gun was obviously being pointed at...
Ah, okay, this is starting to make a bit more sense to me. So, maybe she was running away, she cut her foot on the glass, and then there was that shot through the leg, which does seem kind of curious. So maybe as she was running, the shooter shot her in the leg, you know, just trying to hit her anywhere, obviously. And he managed to hit her in the leg, which may have slowed her enough to have her fall, or at least slow down enough that the killer was able to catch up to her. He's aiming at... probably Albert. No, Rosalia.
Concentrate. Indeed, the shooter had been aiming at Rosalia all along. That's why she ran out of the room. In doing so, she stepped on the broken glass, injuring her foot. That is what happened at the entrance to this room. 2 shots were fired from inside this room. If neither of them was from someone shooting further into the room, and someone inside was targeting Rosalia... Little guy. What is it?
Ah, Dr. Kimishima, we've located the lock.
The lock? Oh, you mean the one that goes to the key found in Albert's clothes?
Oh, I forgot about that. Yeah, that was from before, right?
Yes, it was a safety deposit box in a bank. We've already taken it and the contents.
Good. What was inside it?
A 9mm handgun.
Yeah, I was starting to feel like this might be what happened, but at the same time, it just seemed too easy, so I didn't quite want to say it.
Albert Sartre's fingerprints were found on the grip as well.
But it seems like it might have happened, yes.
Could it be that the person who shot Rosalia was...
It definitely seems like that.
Let's confirm something before that. Was the gun loaded?
But then again, maybe the game's trying to trick me.
Yes, the magazine holds 7 rounds, and it's possible to keep an additional round chambered. When the gun was found, there were 5 rounds in it.
It sounds like he's trying to set up something. Maybe he wanted to set this up. Either he's incredibly stupid, or he tried to set this up on purpose, and I'm not sure which one yet.
5 shots. So the maximum number of bullets that could be missing from it is...
3 rounds.
Indeed. And if the gun is missing 3 bullets, then...
That's the number of shots used here. It definitely seems likely, but at the same time, I don't know, this seems too easy. There's something weird about it to me.
Right. That's the same number of cases that were found here.
Dr. Kimishima, if I may?
Yes, what is it?
Well, luckily the gun is in condition to fire. If you can find one of the bullets from the scene there, we can use the rifling to determine if it had been fired from this gun.
Nonsense. You expect me to find something that can fly over 250 meters a second?
Well, yes, I know it might be a long shot, but...
Get it? Because it's a gun?
Looks like I don't have a choice. I'll let you know if I do find one.
I would say the one that went out the door is probably gone. We're not going to find that one.
Please do. I'll try to come up with a different plan from here.
Yeah, the one... Okay, are you about to say something else?
Dr. Kimishima, we've received the results of the analysis.
Back to what I was saying. The one that's gone through the door is probably gone. There was another one that was fired from elsewhere. I'm assuming that was also at Rosalia from inside the building, in which case that one's probably going to be pretty difficult to find. But the last one, if Rosalia was in fact lying on the ground when she was shot for the last one, we might want to search the blue area for some kind of gunshot wound. I think that would be our best shot, because if the one to the chest was fired when she was lying in the ground, in like the same direction we found her, then it should be fairly easy to find the bullet.
Good. Is it about the differences between the chest and thigh wounds?
Are you some kind of psychic super spy or something? Creepy.
You'll pay for that slip of the tongue, little guy.
Oh,
Well, sorry, it was a joke.
psychic super spy?
Fine, but I'll remember that. Just tell me what the report says.
Oh, yes. Regarding the comparison between the 2 wounds, looking at them, it appears that both wounds were made by the same caliber of gun.
Huh. But the wounds are of different sizes.
Yes, it's possible for wounds to be differently sized even from the exact same gun.
Oh, well, that's a nice thing
How
to
can
know, I
that
guess.
The reason I can think of is...
Sheer force of will. I love that answer. They've used that before. The distance was greater, I'm guessing. Is that true science there? I don't know. I guess it would probably make a difference depending on how much force the bullet had left in it.
I see. The bullets were shot from different distances, weren't they?
Yeah, the first one seems like it would have been... I don't know.
Way to go, Dr. Kimishima.
Like, we know the one with the hand was very close range, but the other one seems like it may have been a shot taken at Rosalia as she was running away from a distance.
Sucking up to me won't spare you from my wrath.
Oh.
Keep telling me about the report.
Right. Comparing the wounds in the chest and thigh, the shot that struck her thigh was from a greater distance.
That's what I figured.
If the chest wound was made from close range, the other shot would have been fired from about 8 meters away.
That's actually about what I thought. That's actually about what I
It seems that
thought.
there's a big difference in the way she received both of these wounds, then.
It's about what I figured it would have been. Apparently not. What can we find out? Surely we can find something from this. We got Albert's gun. Where was it fired?
Yes,
There we go.
It looks like these can be used together. Rosalia had a laceration on her left foot and a gunshot wound in her right thigh. She was in no condition to walk. Her foot had been injured by stepping on the broken glass at the entrance to the lab. And when she was shot in the leg,
probably... Because that would have been a good distance away. You couldn't have gotten... Well, maybe you could have, but... That would have been a good distance away. I would imagine she would have been in the flowers by then.
that's right. Rosalia collapsed when she was hit in the leg.
There we
There's
go.
only one place in this lab a shooter could have been standing to shoot Rosalia in the field.
And that would have been right at the
Yep.
entrance. Right at the entrance. Accidentally skipped your text, but near the lab's door. Inside of a helicopter, of course. The only truth in all of this.
Yes, it's from the entrance to the lab. The bullet that hit Rosalia's thigh went completely through. It'll be difficult to find that bullet.
Yeah, I doubt we're gonna find that one, but we should search the flowers for that one bullet. Not really anything else we can gather from here. Let's back up.